So we're gonna have some fun and look at 5 different knives that I got here. It doesn't mean that this is the best knife or you have to get one of this or anything. It's just 5 knives that I'm having here, 5 different choices for everyday carry. And it may be something here that you may like, or maybe something here that you don't, or whatever. Share your comments down below. Before I get into all this, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you the knife, I'm gonna give you a good look, and I'm just gonna give you some of the details and stuff like that, right? It's up to you to do your own research. But before I get into it, big shout out to Core Essentials. Check it out. This video is brought to you by Core Essentials. If you're looking for a way to comfortably be able to carry a firearm, check out Core Essentials. They have everything from EDC gun belts to this belt right here, which is the first micro battle belt. This thing is solid. It is rugged. It is 1.75 wide. It allows you to carry up to 20 pounds, so you could put your holster, magazine, pouches. You could also put your trauma kit, first aid kit, whatever you want in there. It fits all the way from 24 inches to 48 inches, and it has a 30-day money-back guarantee for uncut belts. Again, Core Essentials is a great company, and they sponsor here the channel, and we truly appreciate them. So again, big thanks to Core Essentials as always. We're gonna go one by one, then we're gonna put in side by side so you could get an idea. So the first one that I'm gonna take a look at is gonna be this one, and this one's actually my favorite one. Again, love this knife. I think it's fantastic. Just the look is great. We're gonna open it up here just for you guys to see it, and this is gonna be the Kershaw Iridian, and this is gonna be one of the most expensive one in this group of knife that we got. But first of all, check this out, guys. This knife is beautiful. Love the blade, love the color, love how it contracts and all that, right? We're gonna close it up just real quick. It's gonna be carried right here. You see tip up, and you can see that you have your clip this way, or you can actually rotate it to this side, right? This knife is not going to be, let me open it up. Again, it's not gonna be liner lock or anything like that. It's not gonna be frame lock, neither. The way you close it is quite simple. You just press in here, back, just like this, and then you could close the knife, right? Really, really cool knife. And I believe this thing right here is called Duro Lock. So again, this is going to be one of the first ones that I'm going to show you right here. Kershaw is just an awesome company. I'm going to show you a couple other ones from Kershaw as well. The steel is going to be D2. We're going to open it up. You guys see how nice that opens up, right? Really, really nice. So it's going to be D2 steel. It's going to weigh about 3.3 ounces. The whole length is going to be about 7.9, right? And again, really, really cool knife. I'm telling you, I like this knife, right? So we're gonna compare this one to this knife right here from this company. And again, we're just gonna open this up just so you guys can see it. We're gonna put it side by side. It's not really comparing or anything like that, but just so you can see a couple different choices. And this one's coming in a nice bag. I like this. I like the presentation of this knife, right? CBV, maybe I'm saying that wrong or whatever it is. But again, I love the fact that they give you a case. I think it's really cool, right? You could just store your knife here if you're going through a couple different rotations. You got a couple different things in here. We're definitely doing an unboxing on this one so you could take a look at it. And again, you're gonna have a couple different things. You have a little rack right here. You have some information right here as well. And if you notice, the case right here has like a little furry thing. I mean, I'm assuming it's to protect the blade, right? Love this. Obviously, you could clean it up, right? This one is not that big at all, but again, a pretty good choice for somebody out there that is looking to everyday carry kind of knife, right? Love the color, love the black with the green, and I think it looks good, right? For a regular working blade, it's gonna be good, right? If you compare it to something like this, which is the Kershaw League, you kind of see this. This is kind of like the one that you probably, if you're a mechanic or something like that, you probably carry something like this. And if you're working in an office, maybe you want to have something pretty like this, right? So again, it's gonna be up to you, but here it is, right? We're gonna open it up just to give you an idea, and wow, that kind of deployed it really, really nice. Look at that, guys. That's pretty, right? This is really pretty. Love the green, love the black. It gives a really cool look. When you hold it right here, again, just holding it right here, it feels good. It doesn't feel big at all, right? It feels just like an everyday kind of carry knife, right? And then this thing right here, if you could notice, kind of feels like a guard right there. Putting my finger right there, it protects my finger. But obviously that's going to be used to deploy the knife, right? Look how nice that comes out. This knife is cool, right? It comes out really, really nice. Really easy to deploy this kind of knife because obviously you have that right there that is just really easy to pull on it, right? You don't really need much to deploy the knife, right? Liner lock, you can see it right there. Again, compared to something like this, which is not liner lock, right? So again, this is called Duro Lock. So again, just a different choice for you guys. Dig it. Love the fact that it's completely clear. You know, you could kind of see through, which to me, that's actually kind of good, right? So again, you're going to carry this knife just one way. It's going to be tip up, and it looks like you can only have the click in one position, as you can see right there. I don't think that's for the clip at all, right? So very clean looking knife. Let's just give you a quick look right here. And again, we're just going to give you a quick look so you can have an idea. Open it up right there, and you can see how clean this knife look. So let's do a couple of the specs right here. So this is going to be the mini braces, and again, it's going to have a D2 steel. It's going to be about 2.98 right there on the blade, and it's actually a really good price. If you're on a budget and you're trying to get a budget knife that is probably going to work just fine, this may be a good idea for some of you guys. You can see that has a little bit of jimping right there on the blade, and the scales right here are going to be G10, and they do feel a little grippy, right? It doesn't feel slick or anything like that. If you see a knife like this from Kershaw, this is kind of like slip. This one right here obviously doesn't feel that way. Really cool knife. It's gonna weigh a little bit over 4 ounces. An entire length of the knife is gonna be about 6.7 inches, and you can see the style of the blade right there. I think it looks like really cool. And again, just another choice out there if you're looking for an everyday carry knife. All right, so let's take a look at this one right here. This is gonna be another one that I'm gonna show you guys, and this one's another one. Again, another EDC kind of style old knife. This one's gonna be from CRKT, and again, this is a cool knife too. The only thing I don't completely enjoy about this one is the fact that you can't really flip it or anything like that. It's a little bit more difficult, right? So you do have the little hole right here. Some people kind of like put the thumbs in there and kind of like push it out. And this one, it's kind of hard for me to do. Obviously, with practice, you could do anything. But if you look at something like this one right here, right, that we just talk about it with the flipper, look at how easy this thing is. This thing is fantastic, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Again, really good price as well in your budget kind of category out there. You could get this for a really decent price, and it's probably going to do a good job. You could carry this tip up, as you can see right there. The tip is up, and you have the clip right there. You can move the clip to the other side as well, but it's only going to be tip up, right? When you open it up, you can see the blade right here. Pretty decent knife. The handles are some type of glass reinforced fiber, and again, it feels pretty grippy. Like if you touch it right here, it actually feels grippy enough. If you compare it to this one right here from Kershaw, it's not as grippy, right? So the handle does feels pretty grippy. The whole thing is going to be about 6.44 inches, so it's really not that big. Obviously, it's going to be liner lock. You can see the lock right there. The steel is going to be ACR 13 MOV, which is a pretty common steel for some of these knives right here. So again, that steel with the D2 steel and things like that are very common. Usually in the budget knife, you can see that type of steel, right? As far as I know, the D2 usually is a little bit more expensive than the 13 MOV, but usually you can find this knife at a very decent price. The length of the blade is going to be about 2.69, and you can see the name right there, CRKT Piet. Again, pretty cool knife, just another choice out there. Let's close it up right here, kind of give you a look, as you can see right there. Here's a final look at this knife, and because we're talking about CRKT, I'm going to show you this one too as well, and this one is really cool. Again, you know, the same thing here with the way that you deploy, a little bit more difficult than this one. This one actually, I may be able to almost deploy it, right? So this one, you could almost do it. I'm sure that if I do a little bit of practice, I could get it. But in this one right here, which is the Pilar 3, really is kind of hard to do that, right? And this one's going to be frame lock. This is going to be the only knife that we got here that is frame lock. I'm going to open it up and give you a look at the frame lock right here. I want to put it next to this CRKT just so you can see the difference, right? You can see those two side by side. This one is obviously a little bit more expensive. And again, looking at the liner lock right there, and then looking at the frame lock, in my opinion, front locks are a little bit stronger. But here's the Pilar. I mean, this knife is cool. I like the look. I like everything about it. I like the design. I like how the blades look. I like the fact that it's a frame lock. I mean, I'm a pretty fan of this knife. It's going to be carried tip up. You can see the tip right there, the click right here, right? If we do it this way, it's going to be only that choice, and again, it's going to be a frame lock. This one actually has like a little thing back here that you could probably use to put some pressure to, I don't know, push on something like that. You can kind of see the inside right there, just giving you a quick look. This knife is kind of beefy. Love the contour of the blade. Kind of feels good when you hold it. So again, the blade thickness is actually a pretty thick knife. When you hold it, you feel a little bit of thickness on that knife, right? Obviously, it's going to be a frame lock knife. The blade is going to be about 2.97 inches. The blade shape is going to be a spear point. The whole thing is going to be about 7.19 inches. And they do have different sizes. They have the Pillar 3, which is this one. They have the Pillar. They have a Pillar 3 with D2 steel. Again, you're going to have a couple different choices there for you to pick. And then the last knife I'm going to show you is going to be this one from Kershaw. This is going to be the Kershaw Leek. They do have different choices on this ones as well. You know, you have a stone watch, different finish, and things like that. This one actually have a little safety back here. You bring it down just like I did. Now you could deploy the blade. Look how nice that blade came out. That thing shoot out, right? And you can kind of see it right there. We're going to close it up just to give you a look. This is going to be a frame lock as well. It's going to be tipped down. As you can see, the tip is down, the clip is there. But if you look inside there, there's the frame, right? And again, if I put the lock on, kind of see right there, the little bar that goes across is preventing the blade from being deployed, right? But if I move this, you can kind of see it right here. It removed the bar from the blade, and now, obviously, you can deploy, right? A little bit of jimping right here. You have the studs right there, allows you to deploy the knife really easy. I mean, this thing shoots out. This thing is nice. I believe I got this one in one of the battle box boxes. The other knife I bought myself. And again, I call this knife kind of like a gentleman's knife because it's really nice. The blade is going to be 14C28N, which I really have no experience with that. The thing that I like about this knife the most is how quickly it deploys, right? They actually call fast deployment, and I'm telling you, this thing shoots out pretty quickly. You can see it right there. We're going to do it one last time so you can see it, right? So I hold it like this, and it comes out. I'm gonna do it one last time so you can see it, so you can see how fast that comes out, right? Like I'm pulling no effort at all, and it's just coming out. And the knife itself is gonna be about 7 inches, but I'm gonna put in here all the knives so you can see them. So again, just giving you an idea here so you can have an idea. They're all great knives. They're all good prices. You know, this one right here, the Kershaw, this one, Iranian, is a little bit more expensive, but typically you can find this knife for a really good price, and they sharp enough, and they do a really decent job. Love this one right here. The Leek is more like a gentleman's knife. I love this too right here. To me, they kind of look like the kind of knife that I could take to work, and if they get messed up, it's so good because you know what? They're really not crazy expensive, and they do the job, right? This Uranian right here, man, I love this blade. This is kind of like my everyday carry when I go out and I want to look cool, right? I'm gonna bring this one, and this knife is really cool as well. So again, it's a couple different choices for you guys to check it out. Let me know what you think, and as always, goddess in control.